Donald Trump has dragged us into a war the American people do not want. He has put American troops in harm's way. The American people do not want our sons and daughters to go into this unauthorized war.
And MAGA said that this was the woman who was going to start wars.
I voted for no new wars. That's what I voted for. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be getting us there. So we'll see how it turns out.
He did promise not to get involved in any foreign wars.
I know that. But he would not be the first president to break a promise.
Pretty much the main reason I voted for him was to be tough on Iran. I think this is pretty much the best he could have done. No more comment. He's perfect.
I'm in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, a red state located in the Republican stronghold of Adams County, which voted for Trump in 2016, 2020 and 2024. I spoke to some of the president's most ardent supporters to hear whether or not the decision to get embroiled in another foreign war is testing their loyalty.
Trump has mentioned multiple times peace through strength. And to me personally, it doesn't seem very peaceful to be participating in something that I would say isn't really our place to be putting American lives at risk.
Others tell me this doesn't contradict his America First agenda and that Iran was a threat that needed to be stopped.
Should have happened a long time ago. Iran is an evil place with evil people. They always have. They've killed many Americans with their regime. So it's good that they're going away.
Does this change your mind at all on your support for the president?
No. Trump is still the best man for the job.
I'm a centrist Bernie supporter. And a lot of the Iranian diaspora in the United States are very, they're not like Trump for other reasons, but they like the fact that he's being so aggressive towards the regime because they want to see regime change. And I think this is the only way to achieve that.
I just feel strongly about, the beliefs that, Americans come first. And I feel like, he's supporting the Americans. And at the end of the day, that's what's most important.
I think we should be hard on the regime that does all the terrible stuff that they do. Something that's so bad that, I can't go there and visit my grandparents anymore. I'm still sad about that. I feel like we do have at least a little bit of a moral obligation to, try and free other people, especially when they're under, the boots of the Islamic regime.
More broadly across America, the attacks are proving unpopular. According to a Reuters Ipsos poll, just 27% of Americans support the strikes, 43% don't, and 29% are unsure. If American casualties spike, the loyalty we're seeing among some Republicans may become way harder to sustain.
Watch how all of those MAGA influencers who sold you Trump as the peace president, the president that was not going to start any wars, praise him for attacking Iran. They have no backbone and they have been lying to you. Pay attention because they are all going to be aligned with a war that the United States has no interest in. This is Israel's war and it's American soldiers who will die for it.
They're literally, you walk over from Iran to Qatar. You can walk it in 1 second. You go boom, boom, and now you're in Qatar.
This is Iran. This is Qatar. This is the Persian Gulf, which is 119 miles across. It's 160 feet deep. You can't walk across it. And that was the moron who's taking our troops to war.
Well, the Antichrist spoke this morning and he said, and I quote, "There will be no deal with Iran, only unconditional surrender," which means this is a forever war. It's a forever war. According to the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, it's a holy war. Did you guys know that? We're in a holy war? You didn't know? I guess you guys know this. Holy wars don't fucking end. They're forever wars. The guy who said no new wars, the peace candidate president, he is now advocating and telling all of us, not only are we in a forever war, it's a holy war, and he's going to start another one in about a month. In Cuba, he actually said this. They had a conversation, and somebody brought up Cuba, and he said, oh, Cuba's next. Cuba's next. A lot of people say you shouldn't do multiple things at the same time, but I'm different. We're different. We're smarter. He literally took the lessons of every other crazed dictator, madman in history and said, I'm built different. I can fight a Western and Eastern war. We are so fucked. We're so fucked. And he's the fucking Antichrist. And if you voted for him, if you have that red hat, that's the mark of the beast on your fucking forehead. It's not MAGA, it's Magog. Fuck you. Anybody who voted for this, anybody who didn't fucking listen, fuck you. I'm done. I'm done being nice. This has been, by the way, this has been me being nice to you fuckers. You've killed millions of people with your fucking actions. You idiot.
Well, folks, we're at war with Iran. Here's two things every American patriot should support. The second one's going to shock you. First, it's time to doubt your government. They're lying to you. President Trump stands up there and says that we're going to a war because Iran has missiles capable of reaching the American coast. That's a lie. His own intelligence agencies say otherwise right here. Just about a week ago, Steve Witkoff in the administration says that, quote, Iran is capable of developing nuclear fuels or a nuclear bomb within a week. We know that's a lie because we just have to go back a few months. The last time Trump bombed Iran, and his own White House is shouting down people who says anything except for their nuclear capability has been totally obliterated. Right here's the official White House statement just a few months ago. Look, I'm running against a guy, Ryan Zinke, who, like a lot of Republicans in Congress, is a total embarrassing sycophant suck-up. He will salute anything the White House says, any lie that they say. We need to be patriotic enough to doubt everything they say. And here's the second surprising thing I think we got to do. President Trump gave a bunch of directions to the Iranian people in his address a couple nights ago. He thinks he's addressing the Iranian people, but I think we should take these words very seriously and apply them to the midterm. Right here, listen to him.
When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations.
This is our chance to take back our government. I'm Ryan Bussey. I'm running for Congress to fight for this place. Let's get it done.
Something about the current narrative involving Iran is not adding up at all. Trump and Pete Hegseth have claimed they've destroyed the entire country and they're begging to make a deal with us. However, CNN is live from Tehran and everything looks normal. Check this out.
There's a couple of things that we've noticed. Number one is that, first of all the shops are open. All the shops are really well stocked, even with fresh things like, for instance, fruits and vegetables. Coffee, obviously, also available as well. And then also the gas stations. There's no long lines as gas stations. Fuel seems readily available, and you just don't see any sort of degree of panic anywhere.
First of all, we have to be honest about something. During wars or international conflict, information is always messy. Governments love to push a narrative, especially a narrative that claims they're winning. Social media amplifies everything, including misinformation. But here we have actual video from a mainstream media outlet of Tehran where everything looks like it's normal. Trump and his administration have consistently said that Iran is on the brink of destruction. But this is what their capital looks like, and it doesn't seem like that's the case at all. In fact, Trump is actually the one who has begged multiple different countries for help, including Ukraine. But if he's lying about this, what else is he lying about? Hopefully it's not the number of US troops who have lost their lives.
Donald Trump has now privately expressed interest in putting boots on the ground in Iran, sending troops to the Middle East. According to NBC News, Donald Trump has discussed the idea of deploying ground troops with aides and Republican officials outside the White House while outlining his vision for a post-war Iran. Trump's comments expressing serious interest in deploying ground troops have not focused on a large-scale ground invasion of Iran, but rather on the idea of a small contingent of US troops that would be used for specific strategic purposes. And the White House has already denied this reporting, but Donald Trump has not publicly ruled out putting boots on the ground. Anytime he's been asked, he kind of dances around the topic. So nice job, MAGA. Donald Trump in a year went from I'm the peace president, I don't want any war, to, well, maybe let's put some troops on the ground. Would that be so bad? The next step is even more troops. I think everybody knows this by now, but when Donald Trump said the war is going to last like a week or at most a month, he was completely lying. They are setting up for a very, very long-term war here.
We have major Iran news right now. The President of the United States is warming up to the idea of putting boots on the ground this evening. According to NBC News, Trump has privately expressed serious interest in deploying U.S. ground troops in Iran. What he would want is putting down a small contingent of troops for targeted operations. He's even discussed deploying boots on the ground with other Republican officials. Now, the White House says no final decision has been made, but between this news and the news that a specialized airborne unit canceled major training operations earlier today, signs point to possible deployment in Iran soon. Meanwhile, this evening, the United States is ramping up strikes. According to Scott Bessent, strikes will be harder this evening than any other night. And it comes as oil prices, gas prices are set to continue to surge. I mean, you're about to pay, in some places, more than $4 a gallon of gas again. That is very likely and within the realm of possibility if it already hasn't happened. So we'll see what happens. Spread the word. Follow along to stay up to date on all the news you need to know about.
Donald Trump was just asked if Americans should fear a possible retaliatory attack in the United States from Iran, and he said, I guess. Yeah, a very inspiring answer that makes me fully confident that he knows what he's doing. So Trump was asked about this by Time magazine, and he acknowledges the possibility by saying, I guess, but I think they're worried about that all the time. We think about it all the time. We plan for it. But yeah, we expect some things. Like I said, some people will die. When you go to war, some people will die. This is him being asked about civilians in the United States. He's like, well, yeah, I guess. Normal presidents would reassure the American people, say, no, you have nothing to fear. We have everything under control. We're keeping a watch out all the time. Instead, Donald Trump, who has absolutely no idea what's happening in the world around him, just goes, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I guess. This war is going to continue. It's not getting any better. Matter of fact, it's getting worse. It's probably going to stretch for an even longer period of time than anybody anticipates. But remember, regarding here in the United States, if you see something, say something. As always, that's a standard rule. But there you go, Donald Trump.